that right there is how we're starting this episode. That's the clip.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 6 of Wait What? I'm here with Stephen.
I am here.
Thought you were just going to stay silent then.
No, I had a tickle in my throat. You know, like when you wake up in the morning and someone tries to talk to you and like you put out that first word. That's what was going to happen. I didn't want that.
Yeah, thanks mate. How you doing?
I'm alright. Tired. Had a mad day at work.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck you. Followed by a ridiculous workout that's killed me. But right here is an exclusive behind the scenes, right? I didn't have my protein shake in the day, and I ate dinner like straight after working out, so I didn't want to have a protein shake and then eat. So I've got it in a bit, like after this recording, and it's apple crumble and custard flavored.
Oh,
and it smells incredible, like so good.
That sounds pretty good.
So it's like having pudding, if pudding involved like nearly 30 grams of protein and was a drink. So how are you?
I'm alright mate. I'm on, what is it, day 49 of isolation. So...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I haven't counted because I genuinely... Also, what I like here is, this is episode 6, right?
Yeah.
By the time episode 6 goes out, yeah, because we're ahead of the game this time. We're not just panicking every weekend that we haven't fucking recorded anything. It's going to be weird because there's a chance that by the time episode 6 goes out, there isn't a full lockdown anymore.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
At least I fucking hope. So, like, if you heard that bit and you're not in lockdown now and you think it's weird, let me say this for you. Glad lockdown's over. What have we got in store for episode 6?
Oh, we got some things, some stories.
And some stuff. Yeah,
stuff and things.
I don't know exactly what you have today. You don't know what I have. Let's just crack on with them.
All right.
I will let you go first.
All right. So, I know how much you love bashing Apple.
Correct, yeah.
So, if I was to tell you I had a story about another issue with mobile phones, like brand new phones breaking, how would you feel if it wasn't Apple?
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
Well, tough. The new Galaxy S20 Ultras.
Yeah.
They're going for about £1,500?
Yeah, I got 7 of them, mate.
Well, they are having an issue with the camera bump, and the glass on it is just shattering.
Oh, I mean, you'd think you'd test that, right?
Yeah, it seems to be no kind of particular strain. Not like when, was it the iPhone 6 was bending in people's pockets.
That was weird, yeah.
It's just like left on the bedside table, someone's picked it up, and they've got like, it almost looks like a bullet hole in the back of the camera.
Jesus Christ. The thing is, it must just be from them putting the phone down, but like, you would think that before you release something to billions of people, you would test that you could at least put the fucking thing down. You know, like, this is the new Samsung that you literally cannot put down. Why is it that good? No, it will break.
Pretty much. A lot of people that have reported it have had their phone in cases, and quite a lot of them have been in like Samsung approved cases.
Oh God. Good job, Samsung. This is why I've got the spying on me Huawei.
At the moment, Samsung haven't officially addressed anything about it yet.
Good move.
But as it stands, the Samsung warranty doesn't cover any physical damage.
Oh.
So they'll probably change their stance on this, but right now as it stands, they wouldn't repair it because it's classed as cosmetic damage.
And one more time up close. I told you I was going to get close up on this episode.
Yeah, you warned me.
Pre this recording, I was like right up in Jono's grill, just for funsies. And so, different times in this, it's going to get very like ASMR-y. Not ASMR and then E, the vowel. I meant with a Y on the end. Be prepared for that. So yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't know. I don't understand why companies do that. Like, if you're going to put something out, one, make sure it's fucking tested. I can appreciate when it's something weird, even if you think, oh, I can't believe you didn't test that. Like, weird things, fair enough. maybe they didn't. Maybe they overlooked it. They've got a lot to test as it is. Having to just test software on a weekly basis before we make changes, I know how easy it is to overlook something when you've got a checklist of like 400 things.
Yeah.
But this is just putting the phone down. It's literally part of life. It's like, no, you don't just walk around with a phone constantly in your hand, like, yep, for hand or pocket, never down.
Well, that's the thing. Like, some people have said it's broken in their pocket as well. But I mean, like, all the smartphone companies make such a big deal about how tough the glass on the front of the phone is.
Yeah.
But why don't they use that glass on the back? Because now the camera portions of it are just getting bigger and bigger, and it's just glass.
Yeah, it's a bit retarded, isn't it?
A little bit.
I don't have an answer for you. I imagine it's probably just to save money.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because that little bit of glass on all of those phones, definitely saving money.
Yeah.
Defo money saving. It's quite disappointing. It's a big company as well, you know?
Yeah, it only seems to be affecting the Ultra version of the S20. The other ones seem to be okay so far, but...
So, like, the best ones are not the best ones.
Yeah, the flagship models.
I saw an advert for them earlier, and I was like, oh, that's quite cool. I might need to change my phone soon. Do you know what? I probably won't, because I'm literally waiting for a case to turn up. And when it turns up, it's from SmartFits, right? And they're in Greece. And I ordered it, and it's a lot of money for a phone case.
Oh, really?
You know, like, normally you're like, oh, it's only a tenner.
Yeah.
It's not a tenner. It's considerably more than that. But it's a really nice phone case. And like, some of that money was for it to be sent from Greece.
Fair enough.
And the latest day it said it would arrive was today. But I know that Royal Mail are a bit behind, so I'm going to give them to, like, Thursday before I contact the people like, yo, where's my phone case? It's got like a really cool like galaxy look to the back of it. I'll show you a photo when I get it. I bought a different one, but they advertised it as the Huawei Mate 20 and it was the Mate 20X.
Oh.
So when I got it, I was like, wow, this is fucking massive. It's like a bath for my phone. And so I threw that one in the bin because it came from Amazon and it was like £6 and they would have charged me $3.99 to send it back. And I was like, I can't be fucking bothered to argue. It was £6. So I then bought a new one and sent them a message the day I ordered it. Like, this is not for the Mate X, is it? And they're like, no, just the Mate. I was like, good. Okay, perfect. I can't have that happen again.
I've been burned before.
You know, sometimes like you're really looking forward to an item turn up.
Yeah.
This other one, really cool. It had like a material back and it was beautiful. And like the one I've got at the moment, it's just a clear background. I picked it up then to look at it like anyone can see it. And like, you know, the screen on the Huawei is so nice, but the back is just bullshit. So I was like, I need a newer, nicer case. And then I found SmartFits. I actually found them on Instagram and on advert. And then I checked them out, and like a load of people have posted like hashtags of them getting them.
Okay.
And then loads of people had discount codes, so I got 20% off. Sarah20, I think, or Sarah20. She won't know. Imagine we get an email like, I am Sarah20. Pronounce my name right. Like, thanks for the 20% discount. Well, that was off topic. But as I always say, on brand for us. So, I'm going to tell you about the Smiley Face killer.
All right.
Doesn't kill smiley faces. I know what you're thinking. But we don't know if he's real.
Okay.
So, college-aged men
Right.
are drowning while drunk in America.
Okay.
Okay. Let me take you back to the beginning. It's a lot of story, and I've got a lot of information on it. But I'm trying to dull it down a bit because there's a lot. So bear with me. John, do some good editing and cut out the long pauses.
I'm going to stitch all the long pauses together.
It has to just be me going just for like 5 minutes, no breaths. Okay, so it's kind of like a theory at the moment, right? The theory originated from two New York City police detectives, Kevin Gannon and Anthony Duarte. It's an upward inflection at the end of his name. They concluded that the deaths of at least 45 men by drowning had too many similarities to not be related.
Right.
So they started putting the connections together, and it spread to like murder cases in the Midwest. There was about at least a dozen cases that had a painted smiley face on the ground near the body of water where the victim's corpse was dumped.
Okay.
So let's throw it back to 1997. Okay, so not super long ago. Okay, unless there's any 18-year-olds listening. It began about 1997 with the death of a 21-year-old called Patrick McNeil. He was last seen drinking in a Manhattan bar, and he was with friends. And then after that, volunteers plastered the city with loads and loads of missing flyers. 2 months later, 12 miles away, near the entrance to the New York Harbor, his body was found. Police say, whoa, there's no foul play here, but the detectives were not convinced. That's why they're detectives, because they detect things, and they're detecting that they are not convinced. So they kept working on the case. So all of the subsequent deaths have been ruled as accidental drownings, including alcohol. The FBI and several police organizations have researched the deaths and concluded there's no link. Okay, so at this point, you're starting to think maybe those detectives not so good at being detectives. The FBI, those police organizations as well. They're like, nothing, unless they're all in on it. Oh my god, I'm starting a conspiracy. Okay. I'm like, I feel myself. I'm starting to sit around a campfire. And just like shoot the shit with other bearded men that have clearly been drinking and mistreating their bodies.
If you wash up in a river in like a week's time.
Yeah. Or you don't hear from me, check like the woods, and I'll be sitting there smoking a cigarette like, let me tell you about the Smiley Face killer, man. He's real, man, he's real. Okay, so basically there was a report made called the drowning the Smiley Face theory, and that was created by the Center for Homicide Research. It lists 18 reasons as to basically why the theory isn't correct, including the fact that smiley faces are common forms of graffiti, which is true, and that murder by drowning is extremely rare. But there are some criminologists that agree with the detectives, as there are too many similarities in the death to put it down to pure coincidence. There's been frequent requests to the FBI to pick up the investigation, including one in 2008 from a Wisconsin congressman. The smiley face killer was invoked as recently as 2016 after the drowning of a 24-year-old man in Hoboken. Man's Matthew last name is difficult, so we're going to skip over that. Was last seen drinking at a local pub with friends, and it's really similar to the other murders. So there was no foul play, but everyone started panicking about the phantom serial killer possibly living amongst them. Here is my fear, right? It could be a conspiracy theory, but what if it's not? What if for like 20 years someone has just been like drowning drunk dudes, and then what if they all had smiley faces but the rest weren't found? What? I've literally just had this thought, so bear with me, it's half baked. Imagine right now there is someone out there killing people like on the reg. And I've never said on the reg after killing people on the reg, right? And just like painting, graffitiing little smiley faces everywhere. He's like, bro, that's my trademark. And like the police just aren't finding them. And he's at home like, fuck! Like, come on. And one day we're going to have a man just walk in and go, I'm the smiley. It's me. I did it. Look, I've got tattoos of like loads of smiley faces. One for every person I've killed. Like, I'm basically just a big walking smiley face now. Like, I like the idea that the only way they catch him, if he's real, I know you're out there, that he gives himself up because he gets pissed off that no one believes in him. Or one day he just paints a massive smiley face on a wall and like, and next to it like, I am real, fear me. # smiley face killer. Also, he might be a bit annoyed that they called him the smiley face killer. It's a bit of a shit name, isn't it?
It's not just Banksy, is it?
Fuck. Now that is a theory. Banksy, if you're listening, I very, very much doubt that. I imagine you have a lot of better things to be doing. I don't think it's you. Don't kill me.
No, it'd be better artwork than smiley faces.
Yeah. Somebody's dead and there's a woman holding a balloon. There's 2 policemen kissing right near this dead woman. Jonah, if you die now, I know it's Banksy. The problem with that, I don't know who Banksy is. So...
Oh, we're halfway there.
Yeah. I just tell the police, it was Banksy. They'll be like, who's Banksy? I'm like, I don't know. He's that bloke that killed Jono. The detectives stopped researching in 2012. So those men, aren't ever going to prove it. It says they gave up. I imagine there's probably a room in one of their houses that has like string like pinned up between pictures. So they're like, I'll never give up on that smiley face killer.
Yeah, there's a map with a pin for every location, and they're all linked.
Looks like a cat's cradle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, I'd never heard of this until the other day.
No, I haven't heard of it.
And what do you think? Do you think it's? Do you think there's any chance, or are you thinking, nah, bro?
I mean,
IDK, bro.
Anything's possible.
That is true.
If it's, people that are drunk walking near rivers, then yeah, there's a lot of room for accidents there.
Imagine the smiley face killer is just a man who waits for drunk people, and then when they're near the water, he goes tee and pushes them in, and then just runs away.
Well, you think he's a leprechaun or something?
Tee. Yeah.
Craig, stop pushing people in rivers.
To any leprechauns listening, didn't mean to offend. I want it to be true. I don't like these killing people. Like, stop it. But I want it to be true, Like, it would be amazing if it was true. It would be incredible. Imagine the news story finding out that it actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, especially over such a long period of time as well.
It's like an 80-year-old man covered in like smiley face tattoos. He's like, I did it! It was me! It's like, comes in with a Zimmer frame. I'm the feared man! Everyone's like, no, you're not, bro. He's like, it was me! And he has a heart attack. And everything's over.
What could be his possible MO? Like, he got kicked out of college and hates college-aged people?
No! Oh my god, imagine. He was in college, right? But his work was never good enough. So every other kid got a smiley face stamp on their work. And he never got one.
Oh, that's it. We've cracked this wide open.
And so he's like, is my work good enough now, mum? And then he's like slapping his like trademark smiley face on dead people. We solved it. That's what we solved.
Everything apart from who it is.
That you don't need that. We're closer than the detectives were. We know his MO. I'm 100% sure. I've never been more sure of anything. Oh my god! Right. I mean, we have to end this podcast. I've got to phone the police. Imagine that phone call. Hello, I figured out who the smiley face killer man is. They'll be like, what? Look, I'll send you an article. Read it. Come back when you're done. Just put the phone down.
All right, who is it? I don't know.
I don't know. But I can tell you he's shit in college. We're looking for a man who shit in college and was alive at least from 1987, 1980 maybe. Yeah, 1980. It was 1997. So 1980-ish. So he's gone to college and he's probably alive up until 2016. I hope that narrows it down. Can't be a big list now. Crack on. Pull them all in, interview them, see which one's got a smiley face tattoo. Problem solved.
Boom.
I have just solved everything.
Amazing.
You're welcome, world. I'm going to go again. Here comes another one. You ready?
No.
Tough. So, last time we spoke, not in person, because that was like every day this week. Well, it's Monday, so it's every day last week. There was those 2 children that were born and had ridiculous names.
Yes.
So, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for this. Baby born during coronavirus pandemic is named Sanitizer by parents.
Oh,
God. There's not much to this story. I just couldn't not tell you. I was very glad that you hadn't heard it.
Wow.
But, just like in the last story, it was in India.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't get it. Why? Like, these people know what sanitizer is,
Yeah.
It's not like I was thinking about this earlier, right? The only way I could imagine this is if it was a family that were born in India, no English, yeah, and they just liked the sound of like an English slang word, but didn't know what it meant.
Do you mean like the when you see like the kind of Chinese people in English t-shirts with slogans and they just clearly have no idea what it says?
Yeah.
Or like English people with Chinese tattoos that translates to like soup.
Oh, that kills me. That like I honestly want to learn Mandarin, like just so that when people show me their tattoos, I can have all like spot them and then speak in fluent Mandarin, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, cool," and then I'll just tell them it means like chicken balls, like even if it means something legit. I'll just be able to be like, bring anything up online, and they show me, and I read it, and they translate it to English, and I'm right, and then I go, your tattoo says sweet and sour chicken balls, which is a great choice from a Chinese menu, by the way. Sack off the sweet and sour chicken balls. No, don't sack off the sweet and sour chicken balls. Otherwise, you're just buying them and put them in the bin. Buy the sweet and sour chicken balls. Do that. That's required. Sack off the sauce. It's controversial, but that's how I eat them. I just go straight from ball to mouth.
you just like the dry balls.
I do. No dunking required with my balls. Just straight in the mouth. Oh, fuck. Nobody clip that. Season 2. We're finally getting a bit popular. And Stephen just loves dry balls. Chicken balls from a Chinese are so fucking good, man. Like, do you agree with me?
I do, yeah.
Oh, God. If you'd said no, I would have to have questioned our entire friendship.
I mean, I'm questioning it after you ditch the sauce. So.
Like, I'm just not a big fan of it. Like, it works out because, like, Sarah kind of likes it, so she can have it. That's great. She doesn't like her balls dry. But, like, they're so soft and fluffy and quite juicy on the inside anyway. And, like, normally, you've seen how much I eat.
Yes, I have.
Normally, like, for two of us, we spend, like, £30 to £35 on Chinese.
Yeah.
And it's, like, 8 different dishes. And so I've got beef in a black bean sauce. That's a good sauce. Maybe I just dunk my balls in that. I'm not going to say chicken balls again. It's just going to be my balls. Or, I've got chicken satay. Maybe I just rub a little satay on my balls. This is the balls episode. Oh my God. We shouldn't record late at night. I've had a hard day. My brain is worn out. I haven't played any Animal Crossing today. That's how you know I've been busy.
Yeah, I haven't played much. I've just checked my turnip prices and that's about it.
What are they?
They were pretty shit, to be honest. It was like 80 something and 70 something.
Oh, ours weren't good. Anyway, let's not go down that rabbit hole. We'll forget we're recording a podcast. But yeah, Indian kid called Sanitizer.
Wow.
Guide. I've got to ask this question. I'm just trying to track back. Sanitizer, English slang word. Chinese people wearing white tops, English tops. English people wearing Chinese tops.
No, they're the tattoos.
Soup, tattoo, balls, dry balls, wet balls. Okay. I just looked up and I was like, how did we get from an Indian child being called Sanitizer to rubbing satay on my balls?
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible when you listen to the Wait What podcast.
Yeah.
You are welcome. I'm going to do an ASMR edition. It'll just be like, hi, welcome to another episode of the Wait What podcast. Today, I'm joined by Jono. And then you'll be like, hello! And everyone would like turn their volume up to hear me whispering and then deafen a nation.
Well, I mean, I think my general volume is low enough anyway.
It is, yeah. Before this, behind the scenes action again, I had to tell you to turn up your mic twice. At this point, I think we could just use your microphone at your house and I'll just be a little louder.
Yeah, I mean, I might still need to move a bit further away.
I think it'll pick it up. Oh, I just thought as well, for anyone that's made it this far through, well done. But more importantly, this is the first time we're both recording with new microphones.
Yes, it is.
How clear is this quality?
Imagine if it was worse.
What I like is that the little teaser trailer that went out, I recorded. Have you listened to it?
I'm not going to lie. No, I haven't.
You bastard!
I've been busy, mate.
No, you haven't. I know what you've been up to. I've had a play-by-play. You've done a shed. Well done. And you got attacked for your hula hoops by a cat.
Yeah.
Chief editor, Hudson. So, I've done it again. What the fuck was I talking about?
The teaser trailer.
Oh yeah, that thing you didn't bloody listen to.
Yep.
Check it out, right? It's hilarious because the quality of me saying, we're back, season 2 of the Wait What podcast, like, is this quality, right? It's good. And then we go to like clips, and they're all clips from us where we didn't have new mics until like I think one of them is you with a new mic. So it's just like, oh my god, that clarity is so good, and then it's like, oh look, it all sounds worse now.
Back to potato.
Literally, and like it's funny as well because it goes straight into Jeff talking, and Jeff's mic's quite good as well, and he's got quite a deep American voice. And I don't need to explain this. If you're listening to this podcast, you've probably heard the Jeff one. So if you haven't, go listen to episode 4. It was great. I can tell you because I've totally finished editing it. So like it goes straight from like good clarity to good clarity, and then you hear me talk. It's just not as good. But, oh my god, shit. All right, you had another story. Tell me your story before I get caught off track again.
Yeah. So while we were on the subject of coronavirus,
yeah.
Have you heard about the church in London that's been selling a fake cure?
Oh fuck! It's not very Christian of them.
Yeah. So the Charity Commission have launched a probe into the Kingdom Church in South London for selling coronavirus protection kits. But instead of stopping the sale of them, they've just renamed them to this cure. And do you want to have a guess at what this kit consists of?
Oh my god, I thought you were going to ask me to guess what the name of the kit was. And instantly, I'm not even kidding you, the name that came to my head was Novid-19. The Novid-19 kit. Okay, bit annoyed that wasn't your question now. Feel like I don't want to participate. Okay, what was the actual question?
What
was the crap question?
What do you think the kit consists of?
Oh, I give a fuck. Is there a face mask?
No.
Okay. Is there an Indian child called sanitizer?
No, there's not.
Is there normal sanitizer?
No.
Is there some paracetamol?
Nope.
Okay. Is there a Care Bear that has a little COVID-19 logo on his belly, and when you press it, he coughs? I love my brain.
There's not, but I wish there was.
Oh, that would be fucking great, wouldn't it? I'll look after you. And he's like full of COVID-19. So the only cure is to get through it with herd immunity. I'm very distracted because I can see on my screen what I'm going to talk to you about in a minute, and you'll understand why I'm distracted when you hear it. I don't know. Then is there any form of medicine?
No.
Right. Okay. I mean that's almost required in something called a cure.
Yeah, it's a very vaguely described bottle of divine cleansing oil.
Okay, that sounds horrible.
There's a small piece of red yarn and a divine protection miracle prayer card.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I am holding in saying a lot of things that will only offend religious people.
All right, well, this will definitely help. It cost £91.
Fuck. Is this in America? No, it's in the UK, isn't it?
South London. An employee of the Kingdom Church said on the phone, "We are helping the nation. We are convinced this cures coronavirus. We have sold nearly 2,000 of these."
Oh my fucking god. I can't. The only reason he's got yarn in there is because he's fucking spinning a yarn by telling me what to fucking cure. What annoys me more is the people that have bought this out of pure desperation. Even though I want to be like, the fuck, guys, come on. I get that you like don't believe in science, but like some what I imagine is probably vegetable oil or olive oil. It's religious, so it'll be extra virgin olive oil and some fucking red yarn. And what was the other bullshit item?
A miracle prayer card.
Oh, I'm not going to sleep. I'm so riled. A miracle prayer card.
Yep.
What does it say?
It says
miracle prayer.
Yeah, it just says divine protection miracle prayer card.
Divine. Who came up? This sounds like the fucking people who created Cards Against Humanity thought they'd have a laugh. Like, fuck. Oh, I'm so glad you've told me this towards the end because I'm so riled now. That angers me so much.
I mean, it is slightly better than injecting bleach.
That is true, but at least, like... No, I'm not going to say what I'm going to say. We need to move on.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Hey, this is Jeff.
I'm Chris.
We've been friends.
Acquaintances.
Nah, friends.
Shipmates.
Dude, come on, we've been friends.
Fine, sure, whatever. We've been friends for 23? No, 24.
Whatever, dude, it's been a long time.
Yeah, no kidding. We host a show called Round and Round. We discuss the
And
worst,
sometimes the best.
headlines we can find, watch for signs of the Cold War heating up again, and desperately try to find some good news to celebrate. Occasionally, we delve into important topics impacting the world, the nation, or those around us.
And every once in a while, we take a break from the real world to talk about new movies or to revisit and reimagine old movies we love. Find us at rnrthepodcast.com, tweet us at rnrthepodcast, and download Round and Round on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you cast your pods. Join us every Wednesday, won't you?
I wouldn't recommend it.
That's fine.
Man, 41, admits to killing girlfriend and cooking her legs after a drinking party.
Okay. I mean, we've all been there.
That might be one of the funniest things I've ever heard you say. Well, fair enough. Police are said to have felt sick after entering the man's flat in the Ukraine to see him frying the 50-year-old woman's flesh and eating it. When I first read that, I had a vision of a massive frying pan with a whole leg in it. Obviously not what happened, but, made light of the situation for me. The victim's trousers were found in the courtyard. The 40-year-old man has admitted to killing his girlfriend and cooking her legs after feeling hungry during their drinking party. How many other people had to witness this? The cannibal, identified by only his first name of Alexander, is said to have been frying and eating the victim's legs when the police raided his house in the central city of that place in the Ukraine. It's literally just about 9 consonants. I'm not trying it. According to the police, he and his 50-year-old girlfriend, who has not been named, were having a boozy. Oh, I've got a pun. Ding, 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 ding. She got so drunk, she ended up legless. Hey! Didn't think of that when I was reading the news story. Glad I did now. At one point, he grabbed a kitchen knife and cut the woman's throat open, and then she died. God! Take my joke back. Okay. Up until this point, no one has said that she died. I mean, you could have your legs cut off and survive. Yeah, she's just sitting down a lot now. After checking the woman to make sure she was dead, okay. He then, that's nice of him, he checked she was dead before he hacked her legs off and stuffed the rest of her body into a sack. What a guy. At night, he dragged the sack 500 metres, or about 160 foot, from his house and hid it among the reeds by a river, according to the local media. The gruesome remains were spotted the next day by a family who was walking in the area. Oh.
He should have put it in the river and drawn a smiley face.
They're like, that guy.
He's international.
He's international. Oh my God, he's got bored of being college campus kids. He's gone the opposite end now. He's gone for drunk 50-year-old women. So he's gone from drunk college boys to drunk 50-year-old women. Oh my God, I just read ahead and now I'm confused. Okay. Mother of 2, Mikola? It's like my koala, but anyway, said to the local media, we, meaning he and his children, but it was a woman's name. Anyway, were looking for a fishing spot when they stumbled across the sack. This line, I like this line. I don't like what it is about, but I like the way that this man described it. Because I don't understand why you have to give such specific detail to what you saw. But here we go. I saw naked buttocks sticking out of it and realised it was a human, so I called the police. The way I read that doesn't read like it's a father of 2. It sounds like a guy from like the Yorkshire Dales. I mean, that's how I read it. Apparently, the locals immediately identified the woman and told the police the address of her boyfriend. He was then arrested after officers went into his house. Well, I imagine that's how it worked. They didn't turn up and he went, I'm arrested! And then they went in. Reports say that the police felt sick after entering the place and discovered the man who was frying flesh from the legs of victims on the pan and eating it. I wonder what spices he used. That was sick. I'm moving on. He said to the officers he cooked his girlfriend's legs and ate them after getting hungry. I mean, fair enough. Watch out, Sarah. I'm snacky.
With the amount you eat, there'll be nothing left of her.
Yeah, about midnight tonight. The police launched a criminal case for the premeditated murder against him, who confessed to the crime. Of course he did. He was literally caught eating a woman's legs. You can't go up in court and go, I didn't do it though. It's like, sir, we saw you frying a leg. No, you didn't. Bullshit. That's a massive carrot. Police said the suspect stabbed the woman with a knife, causing her to die. He then hacked the woman's legs off and put the rest of the body into a sack. He now faces up to 15 years. 15 years? Fucking hell. That's not that much, is it?
Not really, no.
Not for slashing a woman's throat and then bloody chopping her legs off and eating them.
Yeah.
Shitting hell. I don't know if you have any more things to tell me.
I don't. I don't think I can handle anything else after this either.
Okay, well then we're going to end on a good note.
All right.
A funny note. When I read this, I laughed hard. Hard enough to cause disturbance in the household. Okay. Are you ready?
Go on.
This one you'll enjoy. Retirement day fighter jet ride ends in chaos after OAP accidentally pulls ejector seat lever.
Oh, God.
The hapless 64-year-old said he didn't want the once-in-a-lifetime flight in a 1,200 mile an hour fighter aircraft, but felt pressured into accepting his workmate's retirement gift. The retirement jolly ended in chaos and could have easily written off a £65 million fighter jet after the panicked pensioner pulled the wrong lever. The elderly gent, whose name has not been released to spare his blushes, has been gifted a flight in a French Air Force Rafale B fighter by his workmates at a military equipment manufacturer. It didn't start well. Apparently, the retiree's heart rate was between 136 and 142 beats per minute when he went into the cockpit, suggesting he was a little bit nervous. The 64-year-old then felt pressured into accepting the flight, didn't really want to do it, and that made him more stressed. Understandable. You don't want to do something, you're doing it, probably bad. The routine safety checks have been reportedly a bit sketchy too, with the passenger carrying out most of his personal setup himself. As a result, this is why, I'm just understanding now why the French were late to the war. I have not done the safety checks. Let me get an elderly man. Sorry to any French people listening. Anyway, you know when you sometimes do a thing and then you go, shouldn't have done that. This was not one of them. I stand by it. Anyway, nevertheless, the jet took off at a steep angle. Oh, sorry. So I've missed a bit here. As a result, his visor was left up. His anti-grav trousers were not fastened properly. Probably fell down. Actually, to be fair, do they need to be fastened properly? They're anti-gravity, so they're not going to fall down. They're going to stay up. His oxygen mask wasn't attached, and his seat straps were not pulled tight enough. Nevertheless, the pilot took off at a steep angle and proceeded to take part in a series of high-G maneuvers in formation with two other jets. The passenger... Just draw a picture of the graph. The pensioner, looking for something to hang on to, unfortunately grabbed at the handle of the ejector seat, discovering the feeling of the negative load factor. The insufficiently strapped in and totally surprised passenger held onto the ejector handle and activated it unintentionally. During the ejection, the civilian lost both his helmet and the oxygen mask.
Bloody hell. And
the seat's integral dinghy failed to inflate, but luckily the incident took place over land.
Oh my God.
The ejector seat is designed to eject the pilot and the co-pilot if either of them pulls the handle. The ejector has 4 stages. The rear canopy is shattered by a line of small explosives, and then the passenger seat is ejected. After that, the front canopy is destroyed, and the pilot is freed. Luckily, the last stage failed, and the pilot, despite suffering minor injuries from the broken glass, remained in control of the aircraft. With no protective canopy and nervous that at any moment his ejector seat could fail, the pilot dumped most of his fuel and set course for base. He then remained calm and piloted the plane, despite the multitude of failure messages on board. Imagine you're this guy, like, oh, not too bad today at the base. I haven't got to do anything crazy. Just got to take an old dude up into the sky. Hope he doesn't die. And then you're just like, I like the idea that he has, and he's like, Gerald, and he turns around, and Gerald's not there. And then he just goes, fuck. So yeah, I thought I'd end on a happier note. Not for him.
That's pretty mad. I mean, if the pilot's ejector seat failed, it's a good thing.
A jet full of fuel would have crashed somewhere and exploded. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. So, moral of the story, don't fly in any French fighter jets.
Yeah.
They are slack when it comes to safety checks. What I like as well is that, like, safety checks caused the problem, right? But then also, safety checks also saved them, because if they'd safety checked whether the ejector seat worked, then they both would have flown out. So, good in some ways, terrible in others.
Mad.
Just reading that Kim Jong-un apparently faked his own death to expose traitors.
Wow.
A little bit annoyed. Thought that guy was actually dead. So that's that then, isn't it? I like how no matter how much energy we have for the entire episode, we get to the end and we're like, well, fuck it off then. Bye. I need to go and get an apple crumble and custard protein shake. Bye.